There's this quote out there, I think Oprah said it, but it really resonates with me. And it basically says, if you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. Is that not the truth? I mean, there has been so many years throughout my entrepreneurship journey where I'm like chugging away, posting reel after reel or YouTube video after YouTube video, and I don't really know the point. I know I just want to make more money, but it's kind of like a vague vision. You need to have a very clear vision if you want to make 7 figures. Even if you want to make $1,000 a month, $10,000, $100,000 a year, you need to know and have a very clear vision of how you make that money, how many hours you're working to make that money, because I guarantee you will self-sabotage if you pick an arbitrary number like 7 figures and you don't know how the money is being made. You haven't done your due diligence in researching and you don't look to experts for advice. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I would make that 7 figures personally with the work-life balance of having to homeschool 4 kids at home and work part-time hours. So the first thing we're going to do is help you develop that clear vision so that you can pursue income streams that align with the lifestyle that you want. Because I guarantee, like I said, if you start making money, but you realize it takes like 50 hours a week and you have to neglect your spouse and your health, physical, mental, and your kids, you're not going to want that money. And it's not about wanting the money, it's about wanting the lifestyle that the money provides to you. So step 1 is vision, okay? So write down on a piece of paper, and I have it downloadable for you guys. You can download, and it basically walks you through all of these questions that you should go with really with yourself, or honestly with a spouse is almost better, because how you design your income streams as a content creator involves the whole family. Take it from me, okay? So your vision is important, and it's not just like, what niche do I want to go into? What am I most passionate about? It is, what is required of me to make this type of money within this niche? So let me give you an example. And that's why month 1 is so important to do like a massive deep dive, and honestly just giving your best guess, or I can tell you how many hours was required to make this type of money. Now you're not really gonna know, right? But you're gonna guess for your own lifestyle if that's what you want to sign on the dotted line for, okay? So for instance, I've coached thousands of people in like how to grow YouTube channels, how to go viral, and I will have a lot of people come in specifically for this example, mothers. They say to themselves, what am I good at and what am I passionate about? Organization and being a homemaker, because a lot of them are stay-at-home moms, but they didn't have a vision for how they wanted to make the money and how much money they wanted to make. And so they'd start to create these cleaning videos. This is like such a hot trending niche, and it always has been, but how to clean your house, how to be a minimalist, how to organize your pantry. And these videos would take them like 8 to 10 hours to film, because they had to buy boxes, they had to like get their labeler out, they had to have their husband take the kids all Saturday and Sunday, because the editing on these videos, it takes hours, because the videos required to go viral in this niche specifically that do very well are like 1 to 3 hour videos of people cleaning. It is crazy, okay? So they didn't realize, they thought, okay, well, I just wanted to do cleaning, and what is required within this niche right now in the algorithm is to make these really long, in-depth videos. The money wasn't worth it to them. They wanted their life back, so they stopped everything. They burnt out from that niche, and they're choosing another one, so they have to start over. So to avoid starting over in a different niche, to try to find an easier route towards this life of freedom that you have for yourself, you want to analyze how much work and effort it's going to take you to make that money. And I have it all detailed in the downloadable for free you guys can get. So the second step is to choose something that is either your passion or profit. And I have a whole video detailing how you can do this. Do you go with a passion? Do you go with a profit? I'll link that down below and in a card up above. But basically you have to decide for yourself what is most important. Making a lot of money as fast as humanly possible. And for some people that is the case. They have to help a dying relative, or they have to move states and they need a lot of money right now. They got fired. They need to make it happen. Or if you want to have more of a lifestyle business approach and you want it to take a little longer, you might choose your passion. Ideally, you're able to marry the two. So let's say you already have a niche and you don't know how to go viral. The first step is to understand your sticky sub niche. It's basically attaching an overarching category like motherhood to something that is sticky. So you're sticking a viral sub niche to the category of motherhood in hopes that you can go viral faster by attaching yourself to a trend. Let me give you guys an example. So let's say you're in the category of motherhood. Motherhood is not a niche. It's just a category. You have to understand the difference between the two. You're like, how am I going to go viral? Do I just post like what's in my diaper bag? Ideally not, because that is very overdone and too saturated. Do I post like day in the life, some morning routines? Like, how do I stand out? So you're analyzing the category of motherhood and you're picking and drilling in on a sticky sub niche to attach yourself to that is going viral. So this is what you do. You're searching all of the motherhood sub niches that go alongside. So it's going to be cleaning, it's going to be organization, it's going to be baby, child training, child management, parenting, marriage, decor, home decor. As you could see, motherhood is not a niche. It is a category. It's an umbrella for all the different sub niches. So you're going to write down on a piece of paper or the download downloadable that I have down below. You're gonna write down all of the sub niches that attach themselves to motherhood, and you're going to pick the one that is most trending. Ideally, you align with this sub niche. And so as an example, something that is very trending and that was trending a couple years ago that is still really on the rise is minimalism. Option one is you can go with motherhood and post anything that you feel like and make this more of a passion project. Or option two is you will just bite the bullet and talk about stuff that you're not 100% passionate about. But remember, your goal is to make a lot of money within 12 months and to change your life. And you have to see a return on your time invested, or your husband's gonna be like, why am I taking the kids so you can film another YouTube video that doesn't make us money? Obviously, I have experience with this. And so for my experience, you want to choose a niche that is your passion, that one day you can take wherever you want, but you want to attach yourself to a sticky sub niche. As an example, minimalism, as long as you're not 100% like super against the sub niche, you want to like align with it somewhat, but you're going to bite the bullet and create content on it, even if you're not like super stoked, because you want to grow, you want to reach your goals, and you're going to ride the trends somewhat now so that one day you can talk about whatever you want. And if you choose a sticky sub niche, which let me define again, is a niche that is blowing up and it is basically has a high demand and a low supply for topics within that category or within that niche, your channel will explode within 30 days. Okay, so another example to motherhood as the overarching category is slow living. So you might be like, what does that have to do with motherhood? Well, there are lots of moms out there that want to slow down their pace of life. They're all doing these slow living YouTube videos. They're talking about maybe like digital minimalism, getting rid of your phone, or spending less time on screens and spending more time living slowly. And those videos are popping off. So 80% of your content you're going to be doing on slow living to grow and to make money, because you need some type of audience to sell them something, right? Which is like at the end of this 12-month plan, we're going to sell something to someone. That's how you make real money. But you have to attract eyeballs. You can't post to your mom and your grandma for the first 6 months. You're going to burn out and you're going to like claim failure, or that you're not good and that you don't have the time, but you just didn't pick a sticky sub niche that was popping off. It could be actually so easy to grow a massive audience if you just pick something that has a low supply and a high demand for attention on YouTube. And so the way that you do that is through my golden nugget method. I've done another video on that. I'll link it down below up here, but it's basically where you're looking at smaller YouTube channels within the umbrella or the niche that you're in, and you're trying to find topics that are helping them go viral. So ideally there's a channel with not a lot of subscribers, a couple of their videos are like popping off, and those topics are the ones that you're going to want to mimic. And that's how you know it's a sticky sub niche. So slow living is one of them. Another one in 2024 might be not aligned with you, but as an example, it's biblical motherhood. So this is submitting to your husband, trying your best with that, or being a homemaker, biblical homemaking. Okay, so that is like a very viral sub niche that is a sticky sub niche you're going to want to stick yourself to your overarching category. Obviously, if you're not Christian, if you're not biblical, you're not going to lie on the internet. You want to choose something that you align with, and so that 80%, like I said, of your content is going towards that sticky sub niche. 20% you can talk about whatever you want. You can nurture your audience and be more not appeasing to the algorithms. But if you choose to go this route and stick yourself to something that has a low supply and a high demand, you're going to make money that much faster, and ideally you align with it. So months 2 through 3, now that you know the sticky sub niche that is blowing up all of these small creators within the category that you're in, you're going to attack social media with a animalistic, this is what I tell my students, animalistic push. Okay, so for 2 to 3 months, you just need to get a couple core skills to help you sell your own products. At the end of the 12 months to 7 figures, the goal is not to get a huge audience, it is to have actual influence. Okay, if you can influence people on a deep emotional, psychological level, which I'm going to teach you, you can be a millionaire in no time flat. That is a promise, absolutely. Okay, so months 2 through 3, you are going to connect with your TAM. So a TAM in business is a total addressable market. That's why 80% of your content should be with a wide TAM. For instance, if you go super niche, it's going to be hard to get the eyeballs required to convert 10% ideally of those eyeballs. So if you are in motherhood, you're not going to want to talk about grooming dogs, like mothers grooming dogs. That's going to be a very low total addressable market. It's going to be hard to sell those people. And the lower price point your product is, the more you're going to need to sell. We'll get to that later. Basically, you want to connect with the largest percent of your audience the fastest by creating a lot of content. So that's why months 2 through 3, I would recommend that you post 2 to 3 YouTube videos per week and then repurpose everything else to Reels. If you can post Reels as well on Instagram, that's helpful. But again, And I literally shiver thinking of telling someone to do that because I have 4 kids, I homeschool, I know what that entails. We've had students do that, but they don't have families and like soccer practice and like piano and whatever. They don't have anything else to do. So ideally you're posting reels as well, but if you're a one woman or man show, you're gonna be posting 2 to 3 YouTube videos a week and they're gonna be searchable, okay? So how do you know they're searchable is a topic for another video, which I'll link that down below. It's basically the golden nugget method as well, but you wanna basically not just create suggested videos all the time. A suggested video is my life was boring until I did this. It's like, what is that? Nobody searches my life is boring until I do this. You wanna create 80% of your content to be searchable. How to fry an egg. It's something people are searching. So ideally 80% of the time, if you want to get views for life, make your content evergreen, it's gonna be something that people are actively searching. So 80% of the time, my recipe for your success is to do that. 20% suggested. I changed my life and I did this. Now you might be like, Haley, I see people going viral with suggested stuff all the time. Why can't I do that? By all means, go ahead and do that. But it's a gamble because you're not playing to the YouTube algorithm. You're playing to trends. You're playing to like what people might like. From my experience, success leaves clues. If you look at all the abundance of YouTube videos that are going viral, most of them are because of Google search. YouTube is Google and you have to just play that game. Also, months 2 through 3, I want you to create a wait list for your program that you're one day gonna sell, okay? One day, which is within the first year. One of my biggest mistakes in doing content creation for right under a decade at this point, I don't know, I gotta look back, is not selling my own stuff. It is waiting for people to pay me, just looking at my inbox every day and being like, did a brand wanna sponsor me today? Fingers crossed. That is not how you make a lot of money fast. You wanna attack income streams with, like I said in the beginning, an animalistic obsession for getting paid. You have to wake up every day and be like, who's gonna pay me? How am I gonna get paid? And honestly, ideally, how am I gonna get sales to my own products versus waiting for people to put money right in my lap? Like, it doesn't work like that. So if you want to make a lot of money really fast, you have to be actively searching for opportunities for people to pay you. And you also have to create your own opportunities by selling your own stuff. So you're going to create a wait list for your product. You're going to name your product. Ideally, it's the solution to the problems that you're helping people fix in your niche. And you're also going to start your email list. So you can do this through ConvertKit, Kajabi. There's a lot of other email providers. We love Kajabi because it's the lowest cost with the highest amount of features that it gives you. We do have an affiliate link if you're interested in signing up. I'll link it down below. But basically, you'll create a Kajabi account or an email account, and you will start creating and nurturing an email list. So a lot of people think that email lists are dead in 2024 and beyond. They think that you need a big audience to get paid, but you need email because it's almost like insurance for your brand. For the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 years of being a full-time content creator, making 20K per month through brand deals and supporting my entire family, I didn't have an email list. And when was I the most stressed? When I did not have an email list, because YouTube algorithms change, crazy stuff happens, riots, BLM, COVID, and income streams dip up and down. But an email list is amazing because it has a almost 100% deliverability. So if you sell something to someone and if you want to send something, it's almost like texting them. They're going to get your email. If you post a YouTube video, we don't know what the algorithm is going to do. We just hope and pray and leverage it, but it's not what we create the whole backbone of our business on. So that's what you're doing month 2 through 3 is you're really trying to grow an audience as much as possible. So with all of your effort, you're focused on creating and establishing an audience of 1,000 true fans, people that are going to buy from you over anybody else in your niche. So month 4, you are going to start to creating your offer. An offer is basically what transformation that you sell. So for us, our offer is we teach people how to create online courses so that they don't have to rely on brand deals in order to get paid. So we teach people how to do courses and coaching, how to build a passive income sales funnel so that when they create content, it sells on their behalf and they don't have to constantly do like Zoom calls to sell people or constantly push their products. We sell the funnel and how to create courses. And so that is what you're going to want to create in your mind and on a piece of paper, ideally. What is your offer? What transformation are people going to get from buying into your programs or services? You're going to want to know how this happens, how you coach them or how you don't coach them. Is this through a course? Is this through a group coaching program? And what the price is. And so the next thing that you want to do in month 4 is you want to pre-sell your programs. The reason you want to pre-sell your product before you create anything is number 1, because honestly, the biggest reason, which most of you guys are going to shake your head at me, but this is just the absolute truth, is you're actually not going to do it. Like, I know I sound like such a whatever, insert word. You're not going to create your product. You're just not. Because you haven't done this before. You have so much self-doubt. You feel like all of these limiting beliefs. This is what I went through, my husband went through, what all of our students go through, my own sister who does this full time now. Every single person I've ever talked to that's a content creator, there's not one person that's like, yeah, I'm good enough, I'm gonna sell a program now. No one. It's always like you're shaking and you push it off for literally not months, years. There's always gonna be a reason why you are too scared to sell. And so you need to force yourself to sell something. I'm just telling you right now, it's the best plan of action for you. So you're going to pre-sell when you have nothing and you're going to be scared, but take it from me. This is the best thing you'll ever do for your business. And this is the biggest mistake I ever made in my own business, is waiting to feel ready to sell, waiting for a certification, waiting to get a big enough audience size. I flushed millions of dollars down the drain, waiting for the right moment to sell my own products just because I was scared. And so what you want to do in month 4 is to create the first module. And honestly, if you are taking more than a week to create your first module, because this will even get you hung up, then just sell without having anything. And that's what I do now. I sell stuff before I have anything made. I pre-sell. So I say, hey guys, I'm selling a program in XYZ. It's coming out in 2 weeks. If you guys want a discount of XYZ, or if you want an extra month of coaching, whatever is the bonus, you can make it up, then go ahead and buy through the link now. And I'll see you Monday, June 15th at 8 a.m. Oh crap. I have till Monday, June 18th at 8 a.m. or whatever date I said to make the first module of my course and my coaching program. That is what I told people. I got one sale. You just need one sale to prove to yourself that it's worth it and that you can do it, because if you can get one, you can get 100. And so that's what I would tell you in month 4. So month 5 is you want to actually put together a very simple sales funnel that will help you sell your product without you having to take Zoom calls, because that's not ideal. Most of us out there have kids like I do. I have 4. That's a lot of responsibility. I want to spend time with my kids. I don't want to run a full sales team. So the sales funnel does all that for you. So it has your story, it has what's included in the program, it has the benefits of the program, frequently asked questions, testimonials if you have them. If you don't, it's okay. You can skip that for now, pricing options, and contact info if they have questions. And that's why I blocked off 2 to 3 months to really hone in on the skills of being a content creator, so that when you're creating your sales video, which goes in your sales page, you already have the tonality required to talk on camera. You're not shaking, you're not nervous, you're more natural on camera, and it's easier to sell one-to-many in this stage of your 12-month plan. So you're gonna wanna create a video sales letter or webinar, and you could do this with slides, and basically there's a whole format to this, which is something that we teach, but you're gonna be talking about the major myths in your industry, what's stopping people from getting them results, flaws in the current system. You're gonna present a new opportunity for people so that they just latch onto your solution, because you don't wanna sell the same thing that everybody else sells. You wanna have a unique spin on it, and you're gonna pitch your product. Month 6 is you are finally going to sell your product, like the full-blown launch. So you've already pre-sold. Hopefully you got enough sales to prove to your limiting beliefs before you even start having negative thoughts that you can do it. People do want to learn from you. And now that you have people's money, you have to deliver. But honestly, it starts well before month 6, because there is a pre-launch hype phase that I teach people to go through that is basically giving people reasons as to why they would want to buy through story selling, which I'm not going to get into today. But basically it's 30 days out. You're building anticipation. You're talking about specific problems on Instagram stories, through email, through YouTube videos that your offer solves. And you're doing a countdown so that there's so much buildup that you have a ton of sales, ideally the first, second, third plus days of your launch. Then you're going to launch your product. It's going to have an open cart from 7 to 14 days, depending on the niche and what you're selling and what your offer is. You're going to email your list. Then you're going to do from anywhere from 1 to 5 is aggressive, obviously, live webinars, depending on how much demand you have. So we found in our business that live webinars convert so much better than recorded webinars. Now, it totally depends on your audience size, how many people are actually going to attend. If you only have 100 people watching, you don't need to do more than one. You can send them a replay, but a webinar is basically like a series of slides. You can make them on Canva, PowerPoint, or whatever. You're going to walk them through the problems that they're facing and offer your program as the solution at the end. And if you do them live, you'll get an influx of sales like immediately at the end of the webinar, depending on how many viewers that you have on your webinar. And it's a great way to boost sales throughout your launch. So once the cart is closed and people are no longer allowed to buy, and you want to make it open and closed cart, that way there's scarcity involved and people don't just say, oh, I'll buy from her, within the next month. Well, because they literally can't. You also want to close the cart so that you can focus on nurturing the program and the clients or students that you have in your program. So months 7 through 8, you're going to deliver to your clients and students. You're going to keep posting content and deliver the value to your students and finish your program. This is going to be the most most stressful time. You might think initially it's going to be posting on social media for the first time. No, no, no. It's going to be posting on social media, maybe taking back like a couple videos, maybe you go down to 1 a week so that you can deliver to your first set of clients. That is going to be the hardest part. And it is like hell month. Honestly, I tell all my students for 6 weeks, however long your program runs, hardest thing that I've ever done in business is create a program while also sustaining social media content and getting people results. This is something that you just have to do one time. It's going to be very stressful, but it's going to be one time. And when that's over, you're going to feel so much relief because now you can just sell this thing on autopilot all the time, like I'm doing in this video. Month 9, you're going to get feedback from your program. So you're going to improve your program, add things in that you feel like people are looking for, like specifically your clients. And the goal with month 9 is you're going to get testimonials. People sell your product better than you ever will. You might want to set up like an affiliate program with your students, give them like a 50 or 40% cut like we do. And also specifically, this is a great time to interview people and get feedback for your program. So why didn't you buy? You're going to ask people literally on a Zoom call. I've done this like for hours. Why didn't you buy through my webinar? You know, is there something that was missing? Is the price too high? What did you feel like was lacking value? And you're going to take a lot of feedback calls from people so that you can improve your evergreen webinar, which we're doing next. So month 10, you are now going to revise your webinar and basically remake it. Okay. So basically you're going to want to record the webinar that did best based off of people's feedback and how many people converted through your last launch, improving the offer. And you're going to want to create a passive income sales funnel for people to go through. So people will come in through your opt-in. They will then go to your webinar or straight to your webinar, depending on your niche and what your offer is. And then they will be sold your program. And so all you have to do, like I did, is check the link in my description, watch a training on XYZ. For us, it's like how to go full-time with courses. That new link, that passive income funnel with the webinar and a series of emails attached to the webinar, depending on the actions that they took, whether they bought or didn't buy. That's what you're going to place within your Instagram stories. If people want more information about how they can work with you, that's what you're going to place within your YouTube descriptions so that your sales funnel sells on your behalf without you having to actively talk people through the sale. So month 11, it's already been a couple months since you did your first launch. You're going to launch again. People really like put down launching, but it is the most lucrative thing you can do in your business. And so I wouldn't listen to those people that say launching sucks. Just create a webinar all the time. You can have a webinar and launch. And I would really strongly suggest that you do that if you want to triple your revenue, maybe double, but possibly triple like we've seen. So you want to launch again with the new testimonials that you've gotten, with the new webinar style that has worked best, and basically turn everything evergreen. So that is where everything's pre-recorded, so you don't have to constantly launch or go live, and you can make semi-passive income. I say semi because you have to create content and point people to where they can buy from you, and they're sold through this funnel. And the last month is you're basically just going to announce your evergreen webinar, rotate it into your call to actions, make content, grow your social media audience further, and make more money on autopilot. So that is everything that I would do in a nutshell for how I'd go from 0 to 7 figures in a 12-month calendar year. There's so many nuances to obviously all of these things. That's why we have coaching on this topic. You guys can check out my webinar if you want to see an example of what it looks like. Definitely be sure to look at all of the emails that you get, depending on if you bought or not. If you didn't, because I know a large majority of you guys won't, that's just the nature of selling things online. You can see like the emails that you're specifically sent after you don't buy through the webinar and what that looks like being in someone's funnel. It's important to like pick apart someone's funnel to see what you can use and how it all works. And so that is pretty much it. We also have a free challenge coming up. If you guys want us to talk with you in a group setting and analyze your funnels, or if you don't have one, where you even start, if you have specific questions, go ahead and grab that waitlist down below. It's in our Facebook group. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.